Hello everybody, this is Purge, bringing you guys a first-person replay commentary. This is a Techies game that I played a day or two ago. I played a lot of Techies games in the last 2 days. I really tried to get a good mid one down, but I had a lot of issues. I played in a stack of friends at some of my lower MMR friends, and I was playing mid for them, but I kept playing bad and getting ganked a lot. And I think that Techies is actually a pretty good mid hero, but it's kind of difficult, and that's for a couple of reasons that I'll talk about. I think a solo lane is what you kind of need for Techies. I mean, there are other ways to play him, and you can kind of get by as a roaming / support-ish role, but I'm not a huge fan of that play style. I don't think it's very strong, and I don't think it really, Techies is a lot about acceleration, and he's actually a very good hero, I think, if you play him correctly. I don't know if I really demonstrated that much this game, but I tried to, and hopefully I can at least talk about a lot of those points, that way you guys understand them a bit. I really did play a lot of Techies games. I played like a couple bot matches at the start just to get a feel for his item builds, so that I wouldn't build the wrong items in regular matches. And then I played a lot of lower MMR matches, some of my lower MMR friends, and I played mid for all those. And this was one of my unranked matchmaking. I had a lot of trouble playing unranked trying to get Techies, because once or twice people would pick him before me, which is fine. But I had some other games where I would be like, I want to go mid, and people would be like, no, I won't let you go mid. And then I would have to fight people for mid, and that was the most frustrating thing ever. So when you're playing offline Techies, you don't have to do this, but TPing to the lane right as fast as you can is pretty good. And that's because shut the hell up, Abaddon. Because you want to get the wards down as fast as possible, and to do this, you basically TP to lane to save yourself about 35 seconds. That's an extra mine, and that means that I should be able to get a couple mines down before things start. It's important that you go with lots of... God, this is like the most annoying shit ever. That even annoys me while I'm playing, and it's even worse when I'm trying to talk. Getting the wards down is really important, just because you want an opponent to walk through it, and it usually takes at least 3 wards. They do 300 composite damage at level 1. To talk about composite damage, that's damage that goes by magic resistance as well as armor checks as it does the damage. So the mines are really good against low armor targets, basically. Not very good against heroes like Meepo. Meepo, in fact, is really good against the mines because he has higher magic resistance and his armor is a little high as well. So I'm just planting these in hopes that either Windrunner or Witch Doctor or an early level Abaddon runs by. I'm really glad that I'm not actually laning against Brood, because Brood has creeps and he can make spiders, and he can run the spiders through my mines, and that's really bad for me. So I've already got a bunch of mines down, and this should allow it to protect me as well. Techies is insanely slow. He's only 270 movement speed. His armor is really high, but his HP is also really low. So this means that I want to make sure that I don't get caught by these guys. It's also important that you're careful to not show when you place a mine. I do want to place my 4th mine here, but because the Abaddon is standing there, if I place the mine, it's going to reveal that that's where my mine clump is, and then if they're not stupid, they're never going to run through it. So I have to be really careful about where I place them, and I think I placed this one a little bit farther left than normal, and I also revealed that I was walking past there, which is a little greedy or something. I did call solo offlane, but the silencer showed up anyways, so I ended up placing the mine a little bit out of position from the lane, which I thought was fine. So I should have been solo, but because this guy ended up coming bottom, I kind of decided that it'd be better if I just went and placed another mine stack somewhere else. And it's really important that you place mines in a place where you think they're going to go, because if they don't go there, oh, Legion Commander ended up walking through them, so I got first blood. But if you don't put mines in a place where people walk through them, it causes you a lot of, it really kills your snowball as a hero. Because I got first blood here, and I did get experience from it, but because the silencer was also standing there, he split the experience with me. So I didn't get level 2, despite getting the first blood. So that was a little frustrating, but it's really important that you get kills with these mines. Like one game, for example, I was playing mid Techies, and I made a big mine trap, right here in the river, right in the middle. I assumed that he would go to the right or something like that, and nobody ever did. Literally no one ever walked there for the whole game, until it was 45 minutes or something. And if that happens, you spend all of this mana and all this time planting mines that don't actually pay off. So that was really frustrating. So that does end up happening. Playing Techies is a lot about predicting your enemies, and it's really hard if you play men in MMR, very different to what you're normally used to. So in this one, I'm spending a lot of time mining up this position. It's really good to mine on the high ground, because as people go to the high ground, they're going to walk into it. And again, I'm placing about 3 mines right now, because I think 3 mines are pretty appropriate for trying to score a kill. Now I want to grab this regen, but I don't want to grab it now because I'm only missing about 100 mana. So I'm going to wait a bit and I'm going to try to start another Mind Trap. And the reason I'm going to start one here is because that's going to cover both of the two paths that Windrunner is likely to take to go for a bot rune. And since Windrunner is playing bot rune or middle, surely Windrunner is going to go get a bottle. That makes perfect sense, right? And at some point she's probably going to come over here and grab a rune. They may have seen me. I didn't see any wards as I was walking past that, but I tried to stack here. Don't know if this actually ended up working or not, but stacking is really good against Techies. You are able to... Looks like I did it wrong. I think I might have been able to get it if I did a little bit more carefully. I was actually there like 2 seconds late, so it was a little tough to get it, but yeah, I just want to keep putting mines down, and I'm going to keep doing this probably until I run out of mana. Even though I'm still level 1, this is still pretty good for my team, assuming that I do get kills with these later. Because Techies is by far one of the best heroes for just getting bullshit kills on people, and that's why people really hate playing against him, to be honest. So this may seem like I'm not really accomplishing a whole lot, and at the moment that is what the case is. We are playing a 5v4, which really hurts my team, but there's some good things about this. So the main issue, by the way, that this whole roaming Techies thing kind of sucks is because I'm not even getting experience while I place these mines. I'm actually just placing mine traps that are going to give me the goal of killing heroes, and that really doesn't accomplish that much. It's good, but it's not that amazing. Like, if you're playing mid, what you can do is you can get experience, you can place a mine, then you can get more experience, and you can place a mine, all while trying to get last hits. He's really hard to last hit with only 30 base damage, by the way. I was actually, I have a lot of trouble last hitting with them. I remember when the Dota 2 beta first came out, Ghost of Gamers did a last hit with Techies challenge where with no creeps in the game and no items, you had to get as many last hits as you can by 10 minutes. And whoever got the most last hits with Techies was able to get a Dota 2 beta key. And that was when nobody had Dota 2 access. Even myself, I don't think I had access then. But not that that was a big personality at the time. I was like very, very unknown at the time. But that's what it was like. Techies 30 base damage is so hard. If you're playing against somebody that's good, you're almost never gonna get last hits. What you have to do, and this is one of the things I'm unhappy about that I'm doing this game and not a bid one. But to be honest, I was having too much trouble getting the game. It's really hard to last hit against a good person. The fact that I got 3 last hits, or well, we got 2 last hits there, was amazing. But you have to get last hits. It's really difficult, but you have to get them. Because you need to get your soul ring and your bottle and your boots done really fast, and then after that you need to get an arcane boots, because if you don't have those mana sources, it really hurts your overall ability to plant mines as a hero. So looks like Legion Commander is kind of close to where my mines are right now. We'll see. Max out landmines as fast as possible, by the way. I was finally getting some experience here by spreading out the silencer. I don't think this is maybe... I really did need some experience either way, so... I kind of wish that he didn't show up, but one other good benefit of Techies, though, even if you do have really low damage, you have amazing range of 700. I should have gone to stack here. I made that mistake. I assume that I'm going to miss it, but his range is really high, so you can actually ping away at people a lot. I don't know if he has a stout shield or not. He does. So the Abaddon does have a stout shield, which means that he has a 60% chance to block 20 of my right-click damage, which is quite a lot, honestly. Really a huge amount of damage. If they don't have a stout shield, it's actually okay. I've laned against some Pudges with Techies, and it's a really good matchup for Techies, in my opinion. Because whenever I plant to mine Pudges to run away, because he's going to take damage, if Pudge wants to try to kill you, I can always Suicide, which is my 3rd skill. Suicide does a huge amount of damage. I think it does composite damage, but it actually doesn't work on Ghost Sceptered units, I found out. I tried using it on a Tinker one game, and it didn't do damage to him, so I think it doesn't work on Ethereal units. So those are 2 composite damages, except for some reason. Actually, composite never works on Ghost Scepter, actually. Now that I think about it, if I'm not mistaken. Because Wild Axis doesn't. So yeah, it doesn't do damage to Ghost Scepter units. But what was I saying? I'm gonna go give this a stack. Oh, there's a regen. What was I saying? Yeah, range right clicking is really good on the mid lane. If they have a stout shield, it kind of sucks, to be honest. I really wanted this regen, but I said I pinged him and thought that he should get it. So I said, whatever. I have a soul ring. I don't really need it. I'm still in a bit of a scary spot because I don't have boots yet, but I'll buy them here, I believe. And my EXP is still not very good, and my kills aren't very good. I've only got that 1 kill, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference for Techies. That's a lie. It really does. Like, giving him a soul lane, I think, is really good because, again, the faster that you get Arcane Boots and Soul Ring, it just allows you to go do things on the map. Like, if I was mid right now, I could likely have Bottle and Soul Ring, and maybe even Arcane Boots right now. No, probably not Arcane Boots because I probably wouldn't have that much gold. But I definitely have a Bottle, and I could go into their jungle and I could start making mine traps there to prevent them from accessing their farm there. Like, Techies is... I could literally talk about Techies for like 2 hours, I think. So I'm honestly not going to have enough time in this game to talk about him, but I'm going to do my best. Basically, it's very, very... Like, he has the weirdest playstyle of all the heroes in Dota, and that's why everybody hates him. And that's why a lot of pubs... Some pubs think Techies is super overpowered, and some pubs think that Techies is overpowered and underpowered. I don't remember what the first one I said was, but I personally think he's more overpowered than underpowered, but most pubs really don't like having them on their team, and they shit talk him a lot. They say, God, it's the Techies. Like, why would you pick Techies? He's so bad. He's really not that bad. He's actually very good with the right items. But you have to get there fast, and it takes a lot of last hitting skill, and it takes not being ganked mid. It's very difficult to not do those things. You have to lane mid, you have to get last hits against people that have 20 to 30 more damage than you, and have good spells, and can clear the wave better, and they're so much faster, so they rune control better than you. But if you can get last hits mid, and you can rune control, you'll hit 6 fast, you'll hit 7 fast, you'll get Arcane Boots. And then after you have Arcane Boots, then you go really crazy. So it's a little bit later in the game, so I wanted to remind some of my other paths that I had created because I want to make sure that they're going to kill the people. So I'm kind of checking people's HPs periodically to see, like, okay, how much HP does this guy have? If the Legion Commander is 1,000 HP and he runs through 3 mines that do 300 composite damage, it's not going to kill him 100% because it's going to be reduced by magic resistance, and it's also going to be reduced by his armor. So I have to make sure that these have enough damage. Otherwise, I've wasted 4 mines. It's worth my time to put the mines from 3 to 4 rather than just keep them at 3 because I know it won't kill. So I'm just keeping these patches really high. And again, unfortunately, nobody has ran into my mines yet. Like, Legion Commander has just jungled those same 3 camps, and Abaddon has just laned in his lane. But that's unfortunately the reality of what's been happening here. So I'm going to continue stacking Ancients. This is one way that you can catch up as Techies. I saw a Reddit post about it, so I tried it. This is the first time I tried it, by the way. I hadn't done it before this. Nobody sent my mines on the side. They just like they actually haven't hit anything yet. If you are laning with the Techies though, or if you're in a lane getting ganked or ganking in a lane that a Techies is, whenever you get scared, try to run to the mines. And when you're playing against Techies, be very, very aware of weird movement patterns. If you see people moving in weird ways, like if they all of a sudden deviate where they're moving and then they run towards somewhere else that doesn't feel like a typical place that somebody would run to, then you should honestly just kill them, or don't kill them, you know, like let them run to that place, try to figure out where the mines are and adjust accordingly. This is the best gank I've ever seen. Here it comes. Bam. Wasn't that beautiful? I actually moved thinking that this was going to be a good gank, and he just ran in like that, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like pinging it. I was like, please run in the mines, thank you. Alright, there we go. So they run into the mines, get some support EXP, and we do get a kill out of that, despite the gank being the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Sometimes that's how Dota goes, guys. I know not everyone is really sold on the Techie skill build, but I think it's good if you max out the Suicide second, or if you get 2 levels. I think it's really bad to go 2-1-1 to get 1 Stasis Trap, because you really just don't have the mana to cast Stasis Trap. And Stasis Trap is honestly a pretty situational, it's really a situational skill in the first place, so I ended up landing 2 damage to the tower. This one thing Techies is actually really good at is pushing. He really is very good at pushing. You drop the mines on the towers, you drop it on waves that are about to die, and... Oh, I was so sad about that. I couldn't believe he stayed, but he ended up staying. I got shackled, and right as I was going to go into suicide, because I knew that the Invoker was going to get dueled, so I wanted to kill the Legion Commander and get some bonus damage for Invoker, but unfortunately for me it didn't work out like that. I ended up having to suicide for a kill. I got a kill, but I thought that it was also going to save the Invoker, so that shackle was like super, super good. It really saved their life. So I'm going to go mid here because nobody's here, and I want to get a chance to get some free EXP. EXP again is so important here. This is going to do partial damage to the tower, but it will do a little damage. I just wanted to like push the lane a bit. If there's nobody here, it's really good to do mines on the tower. I'm gonna put another mine down. Glyphs are really good for protecting against mines, by the way. If someone's pushing, you can always just block the mine. I'll show you how much damage that does later. I might be in trouble here, we'll see. Oh, I remember this now. This is the only thing I could really do is to try to run around the tower.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, okay. I got really lucky there. I just got another kill, by the way. Windrunner must have ran through my mines. I think she ran through my mines. If I check free camera. Yeah, she ran through these mines here because those ones are missing. I usually only notice after the fact, but there we go. Finally, mine's paying off. I hit level 8. The reason that Legion Commander actually died there, he wouldn't have died if he didn't attack the landmine. Because it actually takes longer for the landmine to go off. It takes like 2 seconds or something like that before it goes off. But because he accidentally clicked on it instead of me, he attacked the mine, which set it off faster, which killed him. Otherwise, he would have killed me and probably ran out without dying. I'm not entirely sure, but I think he would have survived. So now I got Arcane Boots because I got that double kill. I've got 4 kills, and things are starting to pay off. I still could get another kill with my mine set. I have one in that river spot over here. You can see little green spots on the map. I still do have one, but I don't know if it's going to work. I don't remember if I get a kill with it or not. I've also got Arcane Boots now, and I'm doing a trick here to make my mana go a lot faster. At first, I wasn't sure that this would work. I really thought that, like, oh, there's no way this will work. It doesn't make sense to me. But using Soul Ring when you're not holding Arcane Boots is equivalent to using or dropping your int item when you're using Arcane Boots. It actually gives you a huge amount of mana, and I tested it out with Arcane Boots. When you Soul Ring, it gives you 150, but oops, I should have stacked there. That was a mistake. Or maybe I was just getting ready to pull it anyways, but I should have tried to stack it one more time. Anyways, you pull it this way and you pull it in your mines, and it does damage to all of them, and it gets you a lot of levels and a lot of experience. I was really happy about this. I got a lot out of it. And now it's just gonna... I was starting to right-click these, but I realized that I wasn't actually going to be able to kill them, so I'm going to have to abuse this to get the kill. I'm going to have to use the mine and then draw them into it. I was a little scared to do this because my HP is so low. I was kind of just watching the fight here, but I think I can get away with this with just one mine. I just wanted to get a bit more HP first. Oh no, sorry, I wanted 2 mines. I think that was the right choice to do, 2 mines. Just have to make sure the dragons don't attack me too much. Come over, dragons. Did that slightly wrong, but it worked out. Got him. So, level 10. I just got a lot of gold. I actually got about 1,000 gold from all of this. They're getting ready to push, so I'm going to put at least 1 mine here, because I want to make sure that they can't tank the tower. These are remote mines. You can blow these up whenever you want. These are magic damage, by the way. They're not composite damage. They're just magic. So that means BKB does not touch them. That means armor does not reduce their damage. That means their damage is a lot easier to calculate. I decided to mine the creeps because I want to try to prevent them from killing. I apparently should have waited until the next creep wave came up, but I'm going to get a heal now, and I'm going to buy my first utility item, which is going to be a Force Staff. Now, I watched Bambo play Techies like 2 or 3 times yesterday for the first time, like his first time playing, and he said that he used to play Techies a lot against players in Dota 1 and in-house leagues and stuff, and obviously people were way worse at Dota then than they are now, but he said Force Staff first is the way to go, and we want to push a little bit here, so I decided to mine the wave. The reason Force Staff is good is 2 reasons. It gives you int, and also because it counteracts your really low movement speed, and you can also use it for a lot of tricks. A lot of these things I didn't do, but it does give you a lot of trick opportunities. Like if, for example, if your opponents have a gem, and they're sitting at ranged, and they're attacking... God, I'm so distracted.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Should have just ultied the Abaddon there, I think. Maybe. Remote mines do 225 at level 1, by the way. It's really important you calculate that so you don't make a mistake and like waste a mine. I made a little patch of mines here. It actually never ended up doing anything, and I definitely should have mined the tower just now. That was a big mistake. As soon as I looked down, I was like, oh my god, I made a mistake. I can't kill it. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Force Staff. Force Staff is really important because there's so many heroes that can just secure a kill against me. If I don't have a Force Staff. If I do have a Force Staff, I don't have to suicide every time somebody gets on top of me. Like, every time Legion Commander gets close to me, and I don't have Force Staff, like, I'm just gonna die, pretty much. I have to suicide, or after she duels, I have to TP. And those are not situations that I really want to be in. This is a mistake to Force Staff. I actually got a little scared here, but I didn't really need to be. So, when you're using a landmine on regular creeps, make sure you hit each melee creep once. Actually, hit all 3 creeps once, unless the mine is a little closer to the range. And then you can easily get all 4. So, it's at this point that you become really good at farming on Techies. And since my mana is really, really low, I'm going back. By the way, it is so important that you do the drop Arcane Boots to Soul Ring trick. It is so important. Like, the games that I played before I did that trick, I would drop like 7 mines and I'd actually be out of mana. But when you start dropping your arcane boots, you get like, I don't even know if I said this yet because I keep getting distracted by other tangents, but you get like 200 mana about. You get an extra, actually it's more like 80 mana I think. You get a difference of like, you get about 230 mana or something, 200 to 230 mana instead of 150 mana. It's such a big deal. Looks like Abaddon just ran through my mines and that triggers his ulti, so that's unfortunate. That's why he was running around, and that's why that guy picked Abaddon, because I picked Techies fairly early. If Abaddon gets low due to landmines, then it'll just proc his ulti, and then his ulti will absorb any damage that you take further. So him killing my mines was a little annoying there, but you know, he did it, whatever. So I'm going to come push now. I should be here already, and if I was playing solo mid, I'd probably have about a Blink Dagger or maybe a little bit into my Aghanim Scepter already, but unfortunately for me, I didn't get a solo roll, so my ability to contribute to these fights is a little bit less than usual. That was a good blast. I kind of want them to think that that's real. There is a chance that they will, and I'm just going to set some wards up here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I just want to keep making ward sets. Woohoo, beta shackle, guys. I'll put some remote. It's usually pretty good to put remote mines in lanes, and generally I do landmines in places where I don't watch. If I was a better player, I could probably make 2 sets of mines. And in fact, what Bambo did when he went mid and he got Soul Ring and Bottle was right away when he was level 7, he spent time sitting in their jungle and he made 2 mine patches, and he'd make one that was remote mines and he'd make one that was landmines. So remotes would actually be good against Abaddon, for example, because I don't have to blow him up with them. This looks like it's going to be a fight. I probably should have moved in a little faster. I'm just going to give everybody mana, or at least try to. So, I just decided to kill him. It took 3 mines, but whatever. You can definitely use your Force Staff to do, to save allies and things like that too. Whole team is so low. Such a weird engagement. So again, drop Arcane Boots, Soul Ring, and then pick it up again, and you'll get a little bit more mana. And again, I'm gonna put some more mines down. So yeah, it's usually good to just place 2 mines. Make 1 patch of remote and make 1 patch of landmine. This one's really, these kind of things are really good to do too, if people are farming. I would have gladly put more down, but this is too much experience for me to pass up.
Thanks for that.
I don't always max out Suicide second, by the way. It's not always quite like that. I wasn't sure if I was going to get that or not. I was actually kind of sad that I wasn't able to deny that. I probably should have, though. I think I could have managed this. I'm just going to go back to base now because my mana's pretty low. I've done pretty well this game, and I've gotten a lot of kills. But imagine how much I could have gotten if I was mid and my EXP accelerated faster. And that's definitely something that you can do if you do get a mid roll. You hit 7 a lot faster. You hit 7 like at 7 minutes or something. Then you can have somebody else come and take mid while you go lay mine somewhere else. That's why it's not that big of a waste to have Techies. The only way it like really screws you over is if you're playing against a greedy mid who doesn't die to your mines and they farm a Midas really fast, because Techies is not able to contest the lane really in terms of last hitting. So that's one of the hard parts. I don't recommend buying a wand on Techies. You're not really in fights that much. I mean, you kind of are, but not that much. And that's another reason why it's really good to have Techies go mids, because your farm accelerates, you get a Force Staff faster, you get a Blink Dagger faster. And with those items, you can actually start contributing to fights. Like, if my ally's a Tidehunter and he goes and Ravages, and I have a Blink Dagger and Techies, I can blink in, drop a landmine right on top of people, and drop a remote mine, and those can go off right after the fight. And that's a lot of damage. Like, that really is a lot of damage. Like, we're talking about... Unfortunately for me, I tried to mine him there. I didn't catch him. I think he ends up taking my landmine clump here, which is always depressing to watch. I had a lot of mines placed here. He needed probably... I keep like pinging my mine bursts because it seems like people aren't following into them, but just keep my stack going. Pick up the arcanes again.
Dire's top tower is
I'll keep an
under
eye on that
attack.
next time we do the arcane trick, so I can see what the
Structures are
mana
fortified.
exchange is like. It kind of changes depending on how much int you have or how much mana you have. But yeah, if I went mid, I would have gotten levels faster. I would have gotten 4-staff faster, and getting to the point where your mana sufficient is like super accelerating. Like actually, what I may have done, should have done, maybe should have done instead of like landing mines. And this is probably something that I have trouble recognizing with Techies. Sometimes I spend too much time laying traps when I could have been farming. Like this whole time, I could have just been going between these two camps and killing them over and over again. And by doing that, I pick up farm a lot faster. Like Techies is actually amazing at farming, especially when he gets an Aghanims, because the Aghanims increases his remote mine cast range, and it also makes it do more damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
It's a little scary for me. I wanted to try to save somebody. I'm being pretty careful about my positioning. That was unfortunately bad timing. How does that miss? How do you miss your pounce after Yules? Holy crap. On the bright side, we control this little safe zone next to the jungle, so we're like constantly putting pressure on them. I think the Brood should have been able to take a tower a lot earlier than that, but I know he's having a bad time. He's got some items though, I don't know. But yeah, I should have been farming these camps, I think, instead of just setting up more and more mines, because I could be getting golden experience, and I'm not really doing anything, and I think I'm playing that bad. I think that's a mistake. I should just be killing camps and pushing out bot lane and pressuring the tower, not spending all this time in this area of the map. I think I played this part of the game really badly, honestly. I should have been down here using remote mines on this wave and then land mining the tier 2 tower while they slowly push mid. That's how I should have played. And I would have gotten gold from that, I would have gotten experience from that, and I wouldn't have had as many mines in the jungle, but it would have been really good for my team. I really should have had a Blink Dagger. And once you get Blink Dagger, you're also a lot more mobile. Again, your movement speed is very low. But if you can blink into fights, see this. Oh, I was sad about that. That was so many mines. I would have killed anybody else. But I mean, they weren't gonna run into the jungle anyway, so it's not too surprising. And all that time I just spent was actually completely wasted. I didn't get gold out of it. I didn't get a kill out of it. I didn't get experience out of it. I could use those mines to kill ancients or neutrals instead. Would have been way better. So that's my bad though. So it's easy to see these mistakes looking back, but it is pretty easy as techies. Like in the early game, it was really good for me to lay those mines, I think. But I think in the late game, you have to be a lot more careful about your time, because in the early game, some of those kills are good for keeping map control and accelerating you into your soul ring and your arcane boots. Like I got first blood, for example. It's completely worth it for me to spend that time. But after that is sometimes a little unsure. Techies, by the way, his strengths, he's not really just about cheesing people with mind kills. He's also very, very good about, he's actually very good at teamfighting and pushing. Relatively good. Once you get items, he's very good at teamfighting. Before items, he's not the best. I'm just gonna mine him as well. Thought I might as well get some gold finally. I really should have I should have killed so many more camps. I probably mined that at the wrong time. They probably see me place those mines, so it is good to place stasis traps once in a while. I wanted to set off, do some damage to him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Since the fight's going on, I can walk in and use landmines. If I had a blink, I would have done this a lot faster. See, they do a lot of damage to towers. Like, they do a lot of damage to towers. Saw a big wave bottom and I wanted experience, so I'm gonna come bot here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
What level is he? Oh my god, he's tier 7 at 1. This Brood is having some troubles, guys. And there we go. Now all of a sudden I have a lot of gold. I should have been killing these creeps. Like, I'm honestly farming real shit this game. Like, watching it now. I thought I did okay this game. I got a good KD, but I farmed really bad. And I should have farmed way faster. Just, like, I should have pushed out bottom. I should have really made some mine traps here, and then I should have left it. And I shouldn't have spent any time on these. What I should have done was maybe put, like, one mine trap here, like, for proxies. And then I should have just, pressured this tower. This tower should be dead, and I should have like 5 more creep waves of EXP. But this is part of the problem with the offlane techies, is that you don't get these opportunities as fast. And it's sometimes like once you get eggs, it's so easy to farm. But it's usually better to get blink and force first. I tried some games where I went soul ring into Ags and then I got force staff, and it didn't feel very good because it does increase your farm speed, but it just makes you less offensive and less defensive as well. Like the remote mines are great if you want to cheese them and blow up their whole team with like 4 mines. That's cool, you can do that. But without the blink dagger, it's easy for them to gank you and things like that. So there we go. And that's basically what you should do every time there's a creep wave. You should get 4 creeps every time. Like your base damage isn't bad at this point. You have 70 base damage, so.
Right.
That one's a little far away from the mine for some reason. Should probably start setting up some traps here. They're actually pretty scared to go in the jungle now. You can see that. I think if there wasn't a Techies in the game, they would have chased after that. Stasis traps are amazing, by the way. They stun for 6 seconds. I don't think I got very good stasis traps in this game, but the way they work is it takes about 2 seconds to set off. So you have to kind of try to keep them in the area of the stasis trap. But if you can, it's really, really good. Looks like they're busy somewhere else. We don't really need 3 heroes to push it like this, but having some cover with Techies is actually pretty good. So it's not the worst to have these guys cover me like this. Or am I covering them? Who knows?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So you don't necessarily need Eggs to use remote mines offensively. You can do it just by, you can do it offensively with your allies. Like, if you have a blink, it doesn't matter. Like, you don't need the increased range. You can just blink in and drop the remote mine, and it does, I think 450 magic damage at level 2 with no eggs. Yeah, 450 magic damage, I think. Yeah, 450. So that does about 322 magic damage or something. So just multiply the math. The first level of remote mine does 225 after resistance. The second level does 322, and the third one does 450. So it's all pretty good damage. And again, pushing the lane. They're mostly dead, so we can abuse this. Again, I'll blink in, drop the mine, run out. Every time you mine, I recommend doing this just because you get in and out a bit faster. This is a little scary. This kind of looks like it's about time to go home. Even during battle, it's still pretty important to use the soul ring abuse. You're going to cast a mine within 5 seconds, so... Cast time on that's like forever, if you guys are wondering. I think it's time for me to leave. I'm a little surprised I didn't TP home. Although, what I can do here is I can hang around in the area and continue to get mana, and I can get creep waves. So again, they're really scared to come into my jungle. I don't think they bought a gem this game, which is pretty bad on them. So maybe it's not the best example of a Techies game, but they should be a little bit less scared, I think. I wish I went for the creep wave. I don't know. I'm hesitating. I'm like, again, I'm spending way too much time mining up when I could have been farming and pushing, and I really messed that up this game. Like right there, I should have gotten those 3 kills, and then the next wave should have came, and I should have gotten the next wave. But I didn't do a very good job of that. So definitely pressure more next game is what I would say. Once I get eggs, it's really easy to farm, but I spent way too much time with minefields. It's good to make, like, I don't even think that remote or proxy mines, the first one, what do they call landmine? I don't even think landmine fields are that amazing in the late game. They're really not that amazing. It's a bit better to have remote mine clumps because you can use them whenever you want. I didn't see the solo. I probably should use that on the creeps instead of the towers. Because I wasn't, like, if I would have killed the creeps, we had a catapult and a bunch of creeps hitting it, and that would have been enough probably. I don't know. I think that was a mistake. There's a lot of things, a lot of noticeable mistakes that I made here upon reviewing the replay, but...
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Anyways, this should be your progression. Soul Ring, Arcane Boots, Blink, Force, and Aghanims. When you have the Arcane and the Soul Ring, you can abuse tons and tons of mana. You rarely have to go back. If you don't abuse the Soul Ring, you are going to have to go back pretty often. You really will. You're going to feel like you're always out of mana, and you're going to have to TP back and go heal all the time. I promise. That's how it felt every time that I didn't abuse the trick. But once you start abusing the trick, you can really spend a lot more time out. I don't know if it's a bug or not. It might be a bug. Somebody said in a pub that it might be a bug, but at the very least right now it's in the game. If it does turn out to be a bug and something that's not intended, see how much farther the range is. It's so much better. If it does end up being a bug, I would still probably get Soul Ring and Arcane Boots. I think it's still going to be worth it. In which case you should probably start dropping things like Aghanims if you're about to Arcane Boots. Also, I would say that Techies is way less viable if that does end up being a bug. I really am not sure if it is. It's so good though. It's like one free mine every 30 seconds, even though the mines are about 200. Always keep like one stasis trap down if possible, just in case. Now my mines do 600 damage inside bags, so you can pretty much one-shot any creep wave. I tried to find a long cooldown mine and just blow it up, and I was able to do that. And I'm going to continue split pushing here. Again, they should be scared to split push me. I don't know if that worked or not, but I assume it let me abuse. These guys are playing really scared of me, I think.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He was invisible, I didn't know he was there. Oh, I had a mine there, I didn't notice. That was bad. Looks like it didn't matter, but...
You wanted out of it, didn't you?
I don't think I did that fight very well. I could have blinked forward, I think. I could have blinked forward to mine, and I don't think I did. I feel like you guys didn't really get to see very much team fighting in this game. Like, I really didn't team fight a whole lot. I mostly just made a lot of traps and got an abused Soul Ring and got an okay amount of farm, but really not that much farm at all. I think the ancient stacking killing that I did was good, but I'm honestly a little disappointed with this video because I could have played this a lot better, and I should have, like, and it's not about like how well I played it, it's because I feel like I didn't properly show you how abusive this hero can be. Like, I got a lot of kills and I made minefields, but I spent so much time making little mine clumps in the jungle that never actually did anything, and that's really not okay. As the Techies. I was a little scared about Brood, I think. I shouldn't have dropped the Soul Ring, that was a mistake, but like, I should have been 16 already.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I just really didn't play this very well, I think. And I should have brought my Soul Ring, and unfortunately the courier is also out, so I had to go back and get it. Soul Ring's too good to not have.
Are under attack.
I really didn't want to die to Legion Commander again. If he's invisible, it's really bad for me. So, but basically, you should play Techies as getting those first couple items up, and you should push with your team. You should mine towers. You should set up mines, so it's really hard for your opponents to push into you. Because if they do push into you, they know that they're going to be running through mines and remote mines and stasis traps, and then if at the end you might even just suicide, and they won't get the kill anyway. So, and you should really be able to farm a lot while you push out your lanes. Push lanes, remote mine, the creep waves, go back into the jungle, and then land mine a neutral camp or something. I also didn't show you how strong he is in team fights, for example. Like, I did a kind of bad job using stasis trap follow-ups and stuff, but my team actually has very little stuns, so that's part of the reason, I think.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
But that's what you should do in team fights. If somebody's stunned, you move yourself forward, you drop the remote mine, and you do a lot of damage if possible. That's really how you should play team fights as
Radiant's
Techies.
middle tower has
And if
fallen.
once you realize that remote mine is an AoE finger of death every 10 seconds, you'll start to understand why Techies is actually a real hero and he's actually very good. And his farm speed is very high, and his right-click damage is not that great, but if you're careful about your mines and things like that, then you can actually be really useful as a hero. Like, look at that, 562 magic damage, it's so good.
Radiant's ancient dire
So,
victory.
yeah. I think I played the game well up until about 13 to 15 minutes, then I started playing it really badly. I think is how I did that. It was really good that I got the experience that I did, and I got the gold I did, and killing my ancient stacks I think was really good.
Thanks for that.
But after the ancient stacks, and they were when I had enough mines protecting them in our jungle, I should have moved bottom, and I should have taken creep waves there. That's 200 gold a creep wave. I would have gotten blink dagger a lot faster. I could have split pushed a lot better. I could have taken the tier 2 tower more quickly, and then I could have set up mines to protect the jungle entirely. And then when the jungle's protected, then I can farm really fast, and I can get the Aghanim Scepter. And once you have eggs finished, then your teamfight contribution is higher, and you can clear creep wave faster. Like, it just accelerates everything. It's super good. But I didn't really do that this game. I didn't do a very good job in the mid game to late game, I think. I didn't do a very good job. My teammates didn't have the best disables either, so again, it was hard for me to do setups on our initiations. Like, our only combos were basically like Slark's Leap and Invoker's Cold Snap. Like, everything else, there wasn't much combos. I could have comboed with Yule's Scepter, I suppose. That's one way that you can combo with Techies, but I didn't actually have one myself, and it's hard to coordinate with pubs. So, other heroes that are really good with Techies, Legion Commander's pretty good because you can mine while they're dueling. If you have an Elder Titan, that's good because he lowers both armor and magic resistance. That means that your mines and your suicide damage both do more damage. So Elder Titan's pretty good. Plus he can set things up. He can stun the team for 5 seconds. You can drop a remote mine. You can blow it up. It'll do extra damage because they have less magic resistance. It's those two heroes together are actually pretty cool. Basically any stun, Tiny's pretty good because you can toss him in, but that's not that amazing. It's more of like a suicide cheese kind of thing. But I think that's about it for Techies. I'll probably try to give you guys another solo mid. I actually like playing him, but I'm not sure if I feel super confident. I don't think I'll play him in like solo or party ranked. I'll probably just play him with casually with friends to get better at him. And maybe I'll get a better mid game. Who knows? But every time I would play mid, I would just get ganked a lot, and it sucked. So I think that's about it for me. I hope you guys learned a lot about Techies. Remember, go Arcane Boots, Soul Ring, 4-Staff Blink, and then you make an Aghanim Scepter. Some games, instead of an Eggs, you might need a Sheep Stick or an Orchid. Probably don't get Orchid, that's not very good. But a Hex is very good. Yule's Scepter can sometimes be correct. Maybe you'll need some other item. Go Scepter, who knows. But adjust your items after the 4-Staff and the Blink Dagger. Again, I didn't use 4-Staff very well, but they didn't really de-ward, so there were a huge amount of opportunities where I could force them into a mine patch, but you can do that as well. If they get a gem and they're right-clicking your mines from range, just 4-Staff them and then set the mines off. That's the combo that you're looking for with the Force. But I think that's it for Techies. I could play Techies like 5 times, and I feel like you would see some different stuff every game. He's like too complex to simplify in a video like this, so I hope you guys learned. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys get better against Techies based on seeing this, or better at playing him. Either way. Alright, bye guys.